Yeah, but you know what makes it tough too. Which, like I said, which I feel like it's important to highlight and to talk about. It's not like you're just opening up a barbershop just to be like, "Yo, I got a barbershop." I'm sure that's obviously it was a goal of yours and everything, and I'm going to touch on that later. But it's also the launching and intertwining it with your brand. You know what I'm saying? Like the name of the barbershop, the basics, your clothing brand, back to basics. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's putting those two together, and it's giving a spot for you, to do your main income, which cutting hair and everything. But it's also a spot to highlight and showcase, your brand, your merch. So it's like a spot where people can come and essentially be used like as a hub. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, two-part question. One, talk to me about the title of the shop and the title of the merch. Tell me that.
So the name of the shop kind of came from the name of the clothing brand, right? I don't know if I've talked about this before about the name of the clothing brand, but when this was back in like 2019, when I was because I see the thing is I had always been designing for people. I had designed shirts back in the days. I used to design our t-shirts for like our car club or whatever, and I used to always design like little things here and there.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, you know what? I might as well just do my own.
Yeah.
So I started coming up with my own, and then I was just knocking out designs, just like regular t-shirt designs. I'm like, all right, I got to piece it together, and then I was trying to come up with a brand name. That was probably the toughest thing of the whole thing, I'm like, what's gonna bring it all together? Like, what's gonna tie this all together? Like, and I couldn't think. Where I had like, I'm not even gonna lie, probably like 50 names ready to go,
Yeah.
And I would ask people, I'm like, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about that? And
some hits.
At the end of the day, bro, a lot of people was like giving me opinions on this. Oh, you should name it that. You should name it that.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, you know what? And then I don't know, I read it or I seen it somewhere that said like back to the basics. And I was like, bro, I just go back to the basics,
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start it like that. And then that's when we came up with this design. I was just gonna use this as a logo.
Yeah.
But then I was like, damn, this logo is kind of tight. I was like, let me just put it on the shirt.
Yeah.
And then, so whatever, then everything kind of just like wrapped around, it kind of just wrapped around like basics,
Yeah.
So I don't see, the thing is, it's kind of like, this kind of ties in like with you, like hypocritical, like being hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because the word basic, you're expecting basic stuff. Like, okay, this is simple. This is just going to be something basic.
Right.
But I wanted my everything else to be like, when you feel it, like, damn, bro, ain't nothing basic about this. This is fucking dope,
Right.
So I wanted to be like, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like something that people did not expect.
Right. Right.
Same thing with the barbershop. Now fast forward, right? I'm coming up with barbershop names, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking of what to name them. And I'm like, you know what? What do people come to our barbershop for? For a haircut, the basics.
Yeah. The basics, yeah.
Just give me the basics. So then I kind of thought about that, and I'm like, okay, let's do that. So then we were talking to this guy. I was talking to Slap, and he was like, okay, well, what do people do after they leave the barbershop and they want to come back? They go back to the basics.
Yeah.
So now we're like back to the basics, everything kind of like wrapped back around. So that's kind of what the name kind of came in. And also like, I always thought like, our services is just going to be the basics, which is your haircut, regular haircut.
Yeah.
Above the basics, which is haircut, beard, hot towel.
Shave, yeah.
And then it's going to be like, then the third one is just going to be like I don't know,
the premier beer,
or I don't know, you know what I mean? Something like
face
deluxe.
massage.
That way when people are like, oh shoot, like just give me the basics, it's just your haircut, regular haircut. And so that's kind of what the name kind of like came around. So tie in the name with the shop and my brand, and see, because I want everything to not be basic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm a little worried about the premiums now because I'm confused of what you're gonna offer. Because it's like, bruh, hold up now. They're gonna be like, What's the premium? And you can start licking your mouth like, well, you know what I mean? Like, well,
Come at 7. Come after
Yeah.
7. I'll show you.
I'll show you after hours.